Before her famous and often tumultuous marriage to music legend Billy Joel, supermodel Christie Brinkley experienced a whirlwind romance that ended in heartbreaking tragedy. Just a year prior to beginning her relationship with Joel, Brinkley had fallen deeply in love with another man, one whose life was cut tragically short in a devastating accident. Christie Brinkley, then a rising star in the modeling world known for her sun-kissed looks and infectious smile, had only recently finalized her 8-year marriage to French artist Jean-François Loewe. It was not long after this chapter closed that she met Olivier Chandon de Brailles in 1982, a man who would become both her great love and the source of unimaginable grief. Chandon, the dashing heir to the Moët Chandon champagne empire, seemed like a character straight out of a fairy tale. He was the only son of Frédéric Chandon de Brailles, the billionaire chairman of the Moët Hennessy Group, and he had chosen a path that combined thrill and danger, professional race car driving. Their story began at the iconic Studio 54 in New York City, during an event promoting Brinkley's 1982 calendar. The two reportedly felt an immediate connection, with Brinkley later recalling that their encounter was a case of love at first sight. Chandon followed up their meeting by sending her a dozen white roses, along with a note that read, "Hope to see you again before the flowers die." It was a charming gesture that captured Brinkley's heart. Chandon's background was as impressive as it was glamorous. Born into wealth, he was educated at the prestigious Le Rosey School in Switzerland, a favorite among Europe's elite, and he later served in the French Air Force. He spoke 5 languages fluently, held a black belt in Taekwondo, and was an avid skydiver. His life was defined by ambition and adventure. Though he had the resources to live a life of leisure, Chandon was determined to carve out his own path, focusing intensely on his dream of becoming a race car driver. He had first tasted the adrenaline of the racetrack in Europe, participating in competitions from the age of 18. In 1979, he moved to New York City, where he studied marketing and worked in the sales department at United Technologies. Despite these corporate responsibilities, the call of racing never left him, and he soon returned to the sport with renewed determination. As Brinkley and Chandon's relationship blossomed, they quickly became one of the most high-profile couples of the 1980s. The media followed their every move, capturing images of the couple attending glamorous events together and of Brinkley cheering him on at racetracks. But beneath the glamour, there was a constant undercurrent of worry. Brinkley and Chandon's family both reportedly had concerns about the risks involved in his chosen career. Chandon, perhaps aware of the disapproval from his wealthy family, even made the decision to drop the de Brailles from his surname while pursuing racing. It was a gesture that emphasized both his desire to step out from the shadow of his family name and his commitment to forging his own identity on the racetrack. In 1982, he participated in the Formula Super V USA Series, driving for Wilbur Bunce Racing in a Ralt RT5 powered by a Volkswagen engine. Although he placed a modest 43rd, he remained undeterred. Determined to improve, he joined the Fredo Pert racing team, based in New York, with aspirations to compete in the Formula Atlantic season the following year. To prepare for the upcoming season, the team rented the Moroso Motorsport Park in Florida, now the Palm Beach International Raceway, at a daily cost of $600. Chandon began test driving vehicles there, first familiarizing himself with the older models before transitioning to a brand new 1983 Ralt Formula Atlantic car. He spent hours on the track on March 1, 1983, driving over 100 miles to get comfortable with its layout and features. On the morning of March 2, Chandon strapped himself into the new Ralt car and began his test runs. It was during his 10th lap that tragedy struck. Traveling at over 100 miles per hour, the car veered off the road, crashed into a barrier, and was hurled into a nearby canal. Chandon was trapped inside the vehicle by his feet, helpless to escape as water rushed in. Although he sustained no traumatic physical injuries, he drowned inside the submerged car. He was only 27 years old. At the time of the accident, Christie Brinkley was in California. The couple had planned to meet later that evening, making the loss even more devastating for her. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office launched an investigation, but no mechanical failure was immediately identified. Theories ranged from a stuck throttle to possible driver error, but ultimately, the exact cause of the crash was never definitively established. The medical examiner later confirmed that Chandon had died from asphyxiation due to drowning, with no signs of injuries that could have caused or contributed to his death. Olivier Chandon was laid to rest in Le Fert-sur-Aube Cemetery in the Haute-Marne region of France. For Brinkley, the loss was shattering. She later shared that she needed time away from the spotlight to cope with the grief. The emotional toll was so profound that she stepped back from career opportunities, including a potential role in the hit film Splash, which eventually went to Daryl Hannah. Only a few months before Chandon's tragic death, Brinkley had briefly met Billy Joel during a vacation in St. Barts in January 1983. Following Olivier's passing, Joel reached out to her with condolences, and what began as a gesture of sympathy soon developed into a deeper friendship and eventually a romance. Joel later revealed in his memoir Billy Joel, the definitive biography, that their relationship began while he was still involved with model Elle Macpherson, so much so that he once brought Brinkley home while Macpherson was asleep in his bed. Though her marriage to Joel would bring its own set of ups and downs, Brinkley has never forgotten Chandon. Now in her 70s, she continues to reflect on that chapter of her life, and she has written about their relationship in her memoir Uptown Girl. Chandon remains a figure frozen in time, youthful, charming, and full of promise, and a painful reminder of what could have been. His memory, as Brinkley has shown, endures decades after that tragic day in Florida. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more updates on celebrity deaths and news updates.